Hello there, and welcome back to TerraFirmaCraft HardRock. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I have spent probably about 25 hours already just prepping for this episode, and I'm not even done yet. So I gotta get back and get more work done. But I do want to jump in and say a few things quickly. First off, I'm not gonna mention this every episode, but we do have our first channel member. So I specifically want to say thank you to Martim0815. Thank you very much. You literally made my day when I saw that you had joined. Now I have to go and actually make the Discord channels and the roles and all that fun stuff. Anyway, you all were very kind and informed me how very dumb I was with the pressure chamber here. See, I put, wherever I put it, here, the omnidirectional hopper on wrong. I had it like that. And the only reason it was getting items is because the pressure chamber will automatically export from this interface to any inventory. So it was automatically exporting to the hopper. I didn't need that. It can deposit directly into a chest. So that's why I've got a chest there. Oh, and it was pointed out to me that I've been saying one of the immersive engineering facilities wrong. I was saying fermentator, right? Fermentator. Yeah. And I was told it's fermenter. Well, we're both wrong. It clearly says fermentatonator. Yep. Doofenshmirtz is up to something. I have no clue what, but apparently he wants something fermented. Anyway, this is what I have so far. I need to make up 15 heavy engineering blocks, which requires 30 ingots of steel for the steel mechanisms, and then another 30 ingots worth of steel. No, 60 ingots. Yeah, 60 ingots worth of steel for the sheet metal. So I'm processing steel right now. I have just about everything for the radiators. I need to make up more steel for that. And then I need to make the steel scaffolding, which takes more steel. Oh, that's a generator. These are the radiators. The radiators require a lot of black steel, plus more steel. I have the black steel done. I have the redstone acid done. I need to make a few tanks. Tanks are cheap. I just need to make up a whole lot of steel. Let's see. 15 heavy engineering blocks. That's 30. That's 60. So that's 90 total for those. This requires 9 times 4. It's another 36 of 36. 9 times 4? 36, yep. Another 36 of those, so that's 126 or so. These require another 9 times 4 times 4, 16, so 126 plus 16, 36, 42. And then all of these. 6 plus 6, 12 plus 8, 20. Each is 2. That's 40. We need about 200 ingots of steel. And I don't have that much steel. In fact, I don't have any steel right here. I have the steel I was making upstairs. And that accounts for the steel just for the mechanisms. So, I do, however, have a few things set up. You can't see it from here, but that little dot there, the pendylite chunk, that's lead, but it also has limonite, which is iron. So I've been collecting, not lead, nickel. So I've been collecting nickel and iron from there, and all the way back there, the stanite chunk is also hematite and copper. Now, funny enough, if I go to my map here, there's a stanite chunk right under my factory, or right underneath my this building here. So if I wanted, I could move that back here and process even quicker. I didn't realize that till after I'd already set everything up. I'd have to move it all again. I don't feel like doing that right now, so I'm just keeping over there. I've got it chunk loaded and saved and chunk loaded, so it's running even when I'm not over there. I'm going to get back to processing down a lot of iron. I will say, I feel like I'm coming down with something. My throat's been a little scratchy for the past 2 days, so this might be a quicker episode, depending on how much of a voice and how much energy I have as I continue recording. But I'm going to get back to work, and I'll see you when I actually have more progress for you. Well, it only took about 8 hours since my last clip, but I think I have everything here to make the the diesel generator, the industrial fermentator, and the refinery. So let's grab all of these and try to build them. I'm going to want that hammer, and I'm going to need to find a spot for them. We're running a little low up here, although I definitely have enough room up here for at least one more. Depends on how big these are. This is a 3x3. That'll definitely fit. And the refinery, 3x5. I might be able to fit them both up here. Okay, so let's grab also the book. Since the book, that's the wrong book. There we go. Okay, since the book we can use to figure out how to build everything. Okay, I want to pause it at this. Want the pipes down the middle. Light, heavy, and scaffolding. That is not the right block. Okay, that should be the refinery. Nope, I forgot another light engineering block. There we go. That's the refinery. And so we can use this now in order to make, well, we'll combine seed oil plus ethanol to make the biodiesel. And saltpeter, it looks like, as a catalyst. Oh, we can use this to also make our olive oil too. That's useful. Vinegar, salt, water, brine. Seed oil is actually kind of easy. I know someone was mentioning it might be hard. You just need seeds. Oh wow, that's actually a really good return for seeds. I was doing this way. Pumpkin seeds, or well, any seeds plus the basin and mechanical press from Create, and that gives you 50 millibuckets, whereas it looks like this. One seed will give you 125 millibuckets. So this is much better, and this just uses the industrial squeezer, which we already have right here. Next, we want the fermenter. And there we go. That was a nice and easy one also. And then we can use the fermenter here. This is where we'll put veggies and fruit to make the ethanol we need. Doesn't look like we need anything else. Honey looks like it's got the best return. Although berries, fruit looks like it's pretty good too. Although cherries, not so much. Peaches are okay. All my peaches and cherries are ripening right now, so I've got an absolute ton of them, which is good because then we can turn them straight into the ethanol we need. Oh look, the tooltip even says the innator on it. Power should plug in. Okay, power on this one plugs in the back, right there. I don't see its plug on this one. Oh, it's right there. Awesome. Okay, and I set up a connector here so it's nice and centered. Plugging those in should be nice and easy. So next I need to build the diesel generator. I think I'm just going to put it right down there. So I'm going to go clean that up a little bit. I'll grab some dirt, level it out, and then we will build the generator with what's left. And now we're ready to actually make the diesel generator. I did make up a few more, if I press the correct button, of these large connectors. I've made a little more of the golden spool. I have hooked up the other machines, and I've actually set up a new power pole just to sort of clean up the connections a bit. So, based on the book, we need to do the radiator blocks back here, scaffolding down the sides. I just restarted the game, so it's lagging a little bit as it's loading the chunks just outside my render distance. So, oh, never mind, it was backing up, that's why. There we go, that's the generator. Bad for the environment. I've got it set up backwards. All the outputs are over here. That shouldn't matter too much. Oh, and I actually had 3 also. Perfect. Only 2 cables though. I don't know if I have enough reach to get from over there to over here. Yeah, that reaches. Okay. And then we can just daisy chain these together like that. And that should... Nope, that's not going to work now that I think about it. Oh, by the way, if you break a connection with a spool on it, if you don't have an empty spool, or sorry, with a cable on it, if you don't have an empty spool in your inventory, you'll just get the wires back. If you have the empty spool, then it will automatically put it back onto the spool for you. There we go. So that gives us a diesel generator and a power hookup to here, which will power all of this. I do not currently have diesel for the generator. How would I input? I assume these blue slots here. Let's see if the book says anything. Okay, so we can put a redstone signal on here, switch just like what we have with the ones up there. This is where the fuel will be input, and as long as there is something to receive power, it will output. If not, it will not. So that's good. It means I don't have to worry about setting up any sort of redstone logic to turn it off and on when it's needed. It will turn itself off and not waste fuel. At least that's how I understand what I just read. Oh, by the way, I had this in the wrong spot. I had it there. The actual plug is up there. But I don't think it actually matters. At least not with the create ones. With the immersive engineering plugs, you definitely have to have them in the right spot. But with the create ones, I think as long as they're on the multi-block, they'll input power properly. I don't know. I'll have to play with that. So how do we give this fuel? I do have it's in my chest down here, some Bio-Ethanol. I think it was Bio-Ethanol. Yeah, Bio-Ethanol. According to this in the, what's this thing called? Blaze burner. Blaze burner with a straw, it'll burn for 20 minutes and superheat it. I don't know if it works in the like biodiesel will. Well, it doesn't say otherwise. Here's the next question. Can I click it on, or does it need to have a hopper sort of liquid input? That doesn't work. That doesn't work. How am I going to input fuel into this thing? Oh, I've been told this mining drill is also pretty good. We'll check that out in the future. It's not a priority at the moment since we have the create one. Okay, I don't know how to transfer this fuel at the moment. Fluid pipe. And I'm going to want an inventory, but I cannot click this onto a bucket, a barrel. It will not take the fluids, so can't do it that way. That might work temporarily. What I'm thinking is we're going to put the fluid pipe on the corner where the blue input is, and put... we might not need to do that. We might just be able to do this and that. No. Might be that the bio-ethanol doesn't work in the diesel generator. So let's see if we can make some biodiesel. So we need seed oil plus ethanol. To make the seed oil, just need seeds. I should have plenty of hemp seeds still. And we're going to want ethanol, and we get ethanol by processing fruit. Or, well, we can do fruit. We can also do other things, but we've got plenty of cherries here, so let's steal some of these from our trees. And we'll see about turning these into fuel. Oh, okay. I didn't even notice it was running. Oh, and we need to squeeze these. So we've got our ethanol and we've got our seed oil. So we just need to combine them in a refinery with saltpeter. I should have some saltpeter somewhere. That's gypsum. That's saltpeter. Only have 2. Oh, we have more there. Okay. So let's crush this down into saltpeter. We can just use our crusher here. All right. That's a lot of saltpeter. Toss that in here. And there we go. We got biodiesel. That is actually very quick and very easy. So let's grab a bucket of that. Jump down here. That did not work. Ooh, do not stand in it. I am now very flammable. Okay, so I had misclicked earlier. I put down the item drain here and I couldn't get the fluid back out of it. So I just had to make a new mechanical pump. Had to make a cogwheel and hand crank. I pumped it all out, put it into the barrel. But I'm still not getting stuff into the generator. So I want to try this instead. Want that and that. That's closed. Do that, put that there. Let's see if this works. Do that so I can actually see if the fluid's moving. There we go. Does work. So good news is we can put the biodiesel directly into a barrel, so we can transfer it in. I'll work on a new system than hand cranking a biogenerator, a diesel generator, but there we go. It runs. We can put redstone signal on there, like I said, so we can turn it off, so I don't have to listen to it running all the time, especially if it's not producing power. But now that it's producing power, we can do something like run over here, grab some cast iron, Double check what I need. I need flux and then coal. Let's just grab a whole bunch. And now that we've got the generator going, that should be producing enough power that we can toss this all in here. And when I turn it on, this should actually run. Oh, it's running right now. Let's do this. So we're not running out of power yet. We haven't started using any of the fuel yet. Which means our batteries still have power. And now this is run out, which means that this should now be running. It is push, right? And these should be pull? Oh, I got that backwards again. No, this should be pull. There we go. Now the fuel's dropping because it's actually being used. Which means this should be full again. Yep. All right, there we go. We've got the bio generator up and running. We can make fuel. It makes noise when it's idle, but it does not consume fuel if it does not have anything to power. Which is awesome. That means that we can leave our 2 thermal generators in our basement as sort of passive power, because that's more than enough to run well, the heater here and one other machine, whether it be the press or the crusher. As soon as we try running something else though, then the generator will kick on. Now we could see about hooking up a pipe system running from here to there and from here to there, so that stuff will automatically run over here. Of course, I don't necessarily want to do that because this is used for multiple different things. We got seed oil in it now, but when I made the graphite is a solid item, so that's not much of an issue. But I'm going to be multitasking with some of these machines, so I don't necessarily want to have them all plugging into this. I'd rather just move stuff over by hand. Might be a little simpler. I can just click. Yeah, that's what I did last time. Nice. All right, there we go. We now have a way to power everything. Okay, what I should do next, just to further test this out, is I should run down what's left of the diesel in there and see if I can't pump the Bio-Ethanol in also. Of course, I can't put that into a barrel, so I'd have to steal this using create, see if that works. But then once we do that, let's turn this on and crush a bunch of ore. That should eat up some power. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go waste some power and then see if I can use the bioethanol I made. Bioethanol is not that hard. Sugar, easiest way to make that is to soak sugar cane in a barrel to make this sugar mass, which you then put in the squeezer to turn it into 3 sugar, whereas otherwise you get 1 sugar per item, so you triple it essentially. Cinder flour, you just get that by crushed netherrack through the crushing wheels, and you get crushed netherrack by crushing netherrack through the wheels. Makes sense. And the biomass is just seed biomass, which we got from the squeezer a minute ago, plus seed oil. You combine those together, overheat, you get biomass. Combine them all together, you get the bioethanol. You can make all that just with create. Yeah, because you can make the seed oil and the seed biomass using the press and the basin. that's a way to make early fuel if you can't quite make the biodiesel yet. Like I said, I need to find a way to waste a bit of power. And I need to swap my headphones because my earbud just died on me, and so I can only hear out of one ear. There we go. I can hear again. I got new glasses, and when I wear my traditional over-the-ear headphones, they've been digging into the side of my head, so I've been swapping out to my earbuds while not recording. I did not use nearly enough power to use up... Oh, no, I did. Okay. So now this has no fuel in it. Oh, I made a lever so we can put that there. So now let's see if I can't pump this in. No. Okay, bioethanol cannot go into the diesel generator. Good to know. But we can stick this into one of our drills. As I mentioned, I did set up 2. We've got one right here, getting us nickel and limonite, iron. And then we got the other one on the over there at the stenite chunk. All right, and what I've been doing with this, because of this setup, is I've been taking off the large cogwheel, spinning this to start fueling the tank, and then putting the wheel back to power this all. Let's see. Can I? Nope. I can't click it directly on. I need to give him a straw first, and then click it on. Oh, he is superheated. That is now running. Do that. This should... And it should run fine. I don't know how long it will run for. It says 20 minutes on the tooltip for the bioethanol. So hopefully it runs for 20 minutes. If so, this is not going to be enough inventory space. Okay, so we're going to let this run. That should get us a good amount of resources. Hopefully. And there we go. Now we have bioethanol. We have an unlimited amount of fuel. We can make the biodiesel. We have the biodiesel generator, which means we have practically unlimited power, provided we provide it with the fuel, which we can make with vegetables and fruit. I have plenty of fruit. I need to test if I can use rotted fruit. And then we can start figuring out what we want to do next. Now we actually have, like I said, practically infinite fuel and energy. The main... don't know if I want to say main. The primary end goal, though, is getting to space. And to get to space, we do need to make a rocket, which takes compressed steel, which requires a pressure chamber. We got the pressure chamber. We need HDPE sheets. All right, we make pellets. That requires the pressure chamber for mechanism, oxygen, and liquid ethylene. Liquid ethylene we make with water and hydrogen. Okay, so we're going to have to go deep into the mechanism rabbit hole. So I guess that's our next step for next episode. We'll be switching over to making all the mechanism components so that we can start making what we need in order to make the rockets. Oh, I did make some upgrades. So if I click the corner here, you see I've got a copper tier upgrade, which is, that's 18, 19, 22 copper ingots plus a drawer plus 2 more chests. I've also made a gold upgrade, which is a copper upgrade plus a whole bunch of gold. And that way I can actually store all the bits that I'm collecting and producing here. Since we're we're collecting a lot of resources, and a lot of them are... Apparently I just dumped the lava I was carrying. Oh, well, I guess I'm gonna have to go collect lava again. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, since we get tin and copper as a secondary source from both the stanite, the pendialtite, and the whatever that is, we have more copper than I will ever need for the rest of this playthrough. So we have plenty of copper, and I need a place to store all of it, and I had 5 or 6 drawers per thing, and since, well, the copper upgrade is not that bad, especially when you have practically infinite copper, just make the copper upgrades and then start applying them to the to the drawers so I can get rid of them. Okay, but there we go. We have power, we have biodiesel, we have a biodiesel generator. Now on to mechanism next time. Thankfully, I mentioned I was feeling a little unwell. I'm not feeling bad right now. I did take cold medicine. I'm going to take a bit more. And yeah, I keep losing my train of thought. So yeah, I'm not yet sick. Hopefully, it's just a scratchy throat, goes away pretty quick. I don't actually get sick, but if I do, I at least have a few days now before the next episode. And because of all the new power we have, getting all this work done will go much quicker. You have no idea how long it took me to get all the resources together. The iron sheets, those were perfectly fine, nice and easy. Getting these heavy industrial blocks, well, those took, you know, steel and electrum and more electrum. And these took more iron, and these took steel, and these took iron, and I've probably spent about 30 hours just collecting the resources for this, mostly because of things like this. Without the generator going, this produces 1 steel or 1 pig iron every minute or so. So it was actually quicker to use this, the blast furnace. But I had torn down the blast furnace and taken the iron in order to make the sheet metal. So I had to process down more raw iron so I could rebuild the blast furnace so I could process the steel quicker than using the arc furnace because I didn't have enough power production at the time to run the arc furnace. Yeah. Anyway, that's another task. We gotta set up lights around the base. So, lights and mechanism next time. Until then, thank you for joining me today. I hope you had a wonderful day. I hope you learned something. I definitely did. I learned I need to probably write down my ideas a bit better. And I'll see you next time. Later.